Hello everyone, my name is Kulbir Singh and I will be your presenter today. I'm the Financial Literacy Associate here at Mutual Housing California and I govern the Maximize Your Credit program. Today's session was a collaborative effort between the Women's Empowering Wings and myself to present COVID-19 financial resources to the greater Sacramento community. A quick overview. Why are we here? This virtual workshop session is designed to present current and updated COVID-19 financial resources to the members of the Women's Empowering Wings and the Greater Sacramento region. We will also highlight financial assets set forth by Citibank and RentPlus. In addition to resources, this session is set to gauge resident feelings towards the current developments. Information shared at this workshop is meant to provide clarity on available resources for families impacted by this current pandemic. Before moving on to the scheduled session, it's important I highlight some of the topics that I plan on going over today. I will start this presentation by highlighting our current situation to give us a better in-depth understanding of what's going on here in California. We will follow that by COVID-19 financial resources, which include bank and credit card relief programs, unemployment benefits, the economic impact payments, and the impact of late rent payments on our credit score. We will conclude this session by discussing credit policy changes with commonly utilized services here under the mutual housing umbrella. Now moving to our current situation. As of May 11, 2020, California has 64,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Testing capacity continues to rise across the state, and the California Department of Public Health is working to expand access to COVID-19 testing. How people can better protect themselves and others around them. By simply staying home, except only traveling for essential activities, being proactive in social distancing, and wearing a cloth mask when out in public. Unemployment in California alone has surpassed 4.5 million, and Governor Newsom says unemployment is likely to increase an additional 20% in the coming months. Now let's move on to the financial resources. Financial assets to help purchase food under the COVID-19 conditions could be found in the form of a pandemic EBT card, which is a separate program from CalFresh and is designated for families who are eligible for low and reduced breakfast and lunch programs at elementary schools. These EBT cards will be mailed out to families during the next 2 weeks, and families who did not get a card can apply for one after May 22nd. Financial assets to assist families impacted by COVID. One method is to file for disability insurance. If you're unable to work due to having or being exposed to COVID-19, which is certified by a medical profession, you can file a disability insurance claim. These DI claims provide short-term benefit payments to eligible workers or who have full or part-time loss of wages due to non-work-related illnesses. Benefits amount to about 60 to 70% of total wages, and it's dependent on income, which can range from anywhere from $50 to $1,300 a week in disbursements. Financial assets for families impacted by COVID-19 can also extend to paid family leave. If you're unable to work because you're caring for an ill or a quarantined family member with COVID-19, you can file a paid family leave claim. These claims are 6 weeks of benefit payments for eligible workers who have experienced full or partial loss of wages. Helpful information regarding COVID-19 and Other residing resources can be found at the California Labor and Workforce Development Agency, and this agency helps employees and employers understand what they may be entitled to under these current pandemic conditions. It can be viewed as a centralized source of information to help spread awareness during a time of fake news. Information regarding this guidance can be found at this web link below. Bank and credit card relief. The U.S. Federal Reserve has called to action to the financial services industry to meet the financial needs of people who are affected directly by COVID-19. Some of the country's largest financial institutions have responded with measures to help customers cope. Citibank, for example, is waiving monthly service fees and penalties for any early withdrawal for rental and bank consumers, also providing a fee waivers on a monthly service fee, remote deposit captures, or any penalties regarding withdrawal from savings. Originally, the limit was about 6 transactions per month, and this is a standard across all industry. Under the Federal Reserve's current ordinance, they actually removed this limit, so you're now more able to transfer from and to your savings without any penalization. Wells Fargo says they were willing to help customers experiencing financial hardships as a result of COVID-19, and they also issued a toll-free hotline, which can be listed here below as well. As we are all aware, unemployment has been on a constant rise these last few months and is still expected to rise in the coming months. So for those families who are experiencing unemployment, here are some resources that could help navigate your financial burdens that you are faced with under these current conditions. Unemployment insurance is an employer-paid program that provides partial income replacement when you become unemployed or have your hours reduced. Due to COVID-19, Governor Newsom issued Executive Order N2520, which states that the EDD may use its discretion to waive the 1-week waiting period for UI applicants who are unemployed as a result of COVID-19. So reimbursements are going to be happening at a more quicker placement due to the fact that the waiting period for new applicants have been waived. And also, anyone who is eligible for UI benefits would not require workers who have experienced these reduced hours or been completely laid off to be actively seeking for work. So one of the stipulations prior to this pandemic was that to file for unemployment benefits, you had to be deemed a status of actively looking for work instead of just laying around expecting a reimbursement or a payment at the end of each pay period. Information that would help you guide through your claim filing process could be found at the unemployment filing and claim web link that is listed here below, and also can be found in your lesson plan. The economic impact payments. Stimulus payments can take to 2 to 3 months, and one qualifier is your most recent tax filing. So that may include both 2018 and 2019 filing periods. Who's eligible for the stimulus payments? U.S. residents will receive the economic impact payment of $1,200 for individuals or the head of household filers, and $2,400 for married filing jointly if they are not dependent of another taxpayer and have an eligible Social Security number. Adjusted gross income up to $75,000 for individuals and $150,000 for married couples filing jointly. Taxpayers will receive a reduced payment if their adjusted gross income is between $75,000 and $99,000 if they're filing single or married filing separately, or $150,000 to $198,000 if their filing status was married while filing jointly. When you should act. People who are not typically required to file a tax return are required to take residing steps to receive their reimbursements in a timely fashion. The IRS has very helpful information, and that link is provided below. Individuals who do not need to act are Social Security and Railroad Retirement recipients who do not typically require to file a tax return would not have to take any further action. The IRS would use information from the SS9 1099 and the RRB 1099 to generate these economic impact payments for these individuals if they did not file tax returns in 2018 or 2019. Recipients will receive these payments as a direct deposit or by paper check, just as they normally would receive their benefits. Social Security disability insurance recipients are also part of this group and would not require to take any further action. The IRS has a non-filers link, and that information can be listed below. To qualify as a non-filer, these are individuals who are working but made less than the IRS threshold of $12,000 in a given year and are able to file a tax claim under these same stipulations. Information regarding that status could be found at this link below, and you are eligible for these same reimbursements. The impact of late payments on your credit score. COVID-19 has impacted our residents in numerous different ways. One key area is the impact of late payments on your credit scores. Given the current circumstance, the financial sector has given a few helpful tools to help mitigate any large impacts to the financial livelihood of our residents. Lenders must notify the Bureau if a customer has been placed in a special program, such as forbearance or a deferred payment plan. FICO and VantageScore have publicly stated that people in forbearance or deferred payment plans will not see their scores suffer as a result. Now moving to our last topic in today's session, credit policy changes with commonly used services. Rent Plus will continue to honor our original arrangement by not reporting any late payments made by residents to the two credit bureaus. The rent reporting aspect of the program will continue as usual, but this includes an added relief if you're unable to meet monthly rent commitment due to COVID-19. Rent Plus Residential Portal is still up and running and should be viewed as a tool to assist program members in effectively navigating their personal finances. On a side note, a brief session on the best practices and how to best utilize the residential portal will be up and running for all the program participants, so be on the lookout in your emails for outreach attempts. Equifax released a statement regarding the current pandemic. Starting March 12th, consumers who are experiencing any financial hardship may wonder how potentially late or reduced payments might impact their credit scores. Information regarding credit reporting through Equifax can be found at the link listed below. And that would conclude today's session. If you have any questions, would like further clarity, or would like for me to send you the lesson plan and or PowerPoints, please email me at the link listed below.